Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Miss Aseptiana Parmawati SPD MPD as a Supervisor 1, the Honorable Mr. Efransha SPD MHU as a Supervisor 2 who has guided me and correct me to complete my final assignment. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Nitia Ayu with student ID 18220317. I am English Education Study Program, Faculty of Language Education, Ikip, Siliwangi. This video is made for requirement for my final assignment for Sarjana Pendidikan Degree. So, my final assignment under the title Developing the Descriptive Text Material Using Project-Based Learning should Canva to teach writing at 7th grade junior high school. In this research consists 5 contents. For the first one is background of the research. For the second one is about objective of the research. The third one is methodology of this research. And then is about results. And the last is about conclusion. For the first one, I would like to describe about background of this research. For the ideal condition, writing is a skill that must be learned by students. One of the English materials that used to develop student writing skill is descriptive text. Sulaiman and Aryani 2019 state that your ability to write descriptive text will improve if you choose the correct learning model. In addition to choosing the right learning model, teaching materials are also important in learning activities, one of which is the module. According to Simbolon et al. 2021, state that the purpose of textbook or modules is to optimize activities and learning outcome. But the current conditions, Sulawesi 2017, said that writing is more complex than other skills. This statement is in line with the observation of researchers who found student difficulties in learning to write. Teaching materials that are less attractive and the lecture method used does not motivate students and does not make students active in learning activities in class. Based on the explanation above, the researchers have to propose to developing the descriptive text material using project-based learning to Canva to teach writing at 7th grade junior high school. The researchers choose project-based learning because, based on Lester et al. 2021, project-based learning can improve learning activities related to exploring and developing student academic abilities and encouraging their talent and activity, allowing them to be more proactive in their learning activities. In addition, the researchers introduced application to students so that their learning activities are not too monotonous. For the second content is about objective of the research. The first is to identify the process of developing the descriptive text material using project-based learning to Canva to teach writing at 7th grade junior high school. The second is to investigate the possibilities of developing the descriptive text material using project-based learning to Canva to teach writing at 7th grade junior high school. The third is to find out the teachers' and students' responses toward the descriptive text material using project-based learning to Canva to teach writing at 7th grade junior high school. And the last is to investigate the challenges in developing the descriptive text material using project-based learning to Canva to teach writing at 7th grade junior high school. The third content is about methodology of the research. In this research, the researchers use research and development or R&D method. Based on Hanafi 2017, state that in the field of education, research and development or R&D is a research method used to develop or validate products used in education and learning. In this research, the researchers use step by Broad and Gall, adapted by Trisnawati and Wardani 2020, with 7 steps. There are research and information collection, planning, developing preliminary form of product, preliminary file testing, revising main product, main file testing, and revising operational. Subject of this research for preliminary file testing with 13 students, and for manual testing with 26 students. The research instrument that the researchers use for this research, the first is observation checklist to know the process of developing the scripted text material that developed by the researchers. The second is validation sheet to know the feasibilities of the product that developed by the researchers. The third is interview, and the fourth is questionnaire to know the response for the teachers and students about the product that developing by the researchers, and the last is research diary to know the challenges in developing the descriptive text material as a product the researchers develop. In this research, the researchers use two data analyses. The first is qualitative data analysis, and the second is quantitative data analysis. The qualitative data analysis used for observation, interview, and research diary, and quantitative data analysis used for validation sheet and questionnaire. The formula that researchers use to collecting the data is formula by Anggraini 2019. So let's move to the next slide. In table 3.9, it is criteria validity adapted by Arikunto 2006, cited in Hasana and Falah 2020. There are three validity levels. The first is very valid, second is very valid, and the last is invalid. And the table 3.11 is interpretation result of questionnaire adapted by Najir 2005. There are five criteria. The first is strongly disagree, neither agree, and the last is strongly agree. Let's move to the research section. The first is the process of developing the descriptive text material using project-based learning to Canva to teach writing at 7th grade junior high school. The first step is research and information collection. At this stage, it is important to do a need analysis of the product that was developed through observation. The next is planning. The learning method used is project-based learning to teach writing descriptive text material. The researchers also decide to use Canva as an application to develop the product. And the developing preliminary form of the product, the researchers determine all the need and making the product and validation for the product that the researchers develop. And then preliminary file testing. Preliminary file testing was carried out on 13 students in 7th grade junior high school. Based on the research and response the students from the preliminary file testing, the researchers doing revising main product. The researchers change the cover and change the numbering in the model, and then the researchers add the learning objectives and learning activity in various chapters in the modules. And then the researchers doing main file testing. Main file testing was conducted on 26 students from 7th grade student junior high school. And then the last step that the researchers doing is operational product revision. The revision are adding the final page for student project result. For the cover, the researchers use good paper, so it's not easy to manage. The second research is the possibilities of developing the descriptive text material using project-based learning to Canva to teach writing at 7th grade junior high school. And the table 4.6, this is the data result of module assessment. The first validator got 82.2% with category very valid, usable but need a bit of revision. And then the validator 2 got 86.6% with category very valid, can be used without revision. And then the last validator from the English teachers got 91.4% with category very valid, can be used without revision. Based on the research from the three validators, the product that has been developed is suitable for use, and the validation value of the material expert is valid. teacher and student responses toward developing the descriptive text material using project-based learning to Canva to teach writing at 7th grade junior high school. The first is a teacher response. Teacher respond that the teaching material with more attractive colors and not only writing but presenting picture as appropriate. It is also good because 7th grade students are still transition from elementary school, so they are still also heavy with books with a lot of the pictures and a variant of the colors. For student responses, the researchers got 80.10% from the preliminary file testing, and then the researchers got 86.70% from the main file testing. The researchers conclude that the result of preliminary file testing and main file testing show that the students strongly agree with the module development by the researchers. The last resort is challenges of developing descriptive text material using project-based learning to Canva. The challenges faced by the researchers during research are the researchers often find it difficult to determine and appropriate design for the module to be developed in the manufacturing process because the design is too monotonous and unattractive. Second is a lot of students had network problems accessing Canva to complete their final project because of the location of the school where it's difficult to access internet. Also, the school Wi-Fi is being relocated. The last is some students also do not have the smartphones, which make the researchers have to divide a group of students based on the facilities they have. Okay, let's move to the last content. The last content is conclusion. The first is developing the descriptive text module. In this research, use R&D by Brock and Gall. The researchers only use 7 stages in this research. The developing of descriptive text material using project-based learning to Canva is going well, and the product can be used in learning activities. The second is, based on the research of the validation, the researchers found that the product developed was feasible to use. The third is, from the responses, the student and teachers strongly agree on developing this module. And the last, several challenges in the module development, including difficulties in determining the material and design, and then the process of learning activities that are hampered due to the internet network constraint and student smartphone capacity. Okay, maybe enough for me. Thank you for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.